Hello everyone, Sheila back again, welcome to my channel. You know, I got up this morning intending to go into my back garden. I only have a small little corner left to get all those weeds out of the garden, and you know, the heavens just opened. I did intend to go out, it was about 9:30. I put my shorts on. I put a t-shirt on because it's a little bit cooler today, so I thought it was a bit cool for the sun top, so I was all ready to go out, and then the rain started. So anyway, I thought the only thing I can do is do some knitting until my computer down a little bit. So I thought those couple of hours that I usually spend in the morning doing things for myself, what I want to do, I decided I'd start one of the little matinee coats that I've been going to do. That's the little one I'm doing there. I'm going to do the little hat as well. There are little booties and little mitts, because I got this pattern was sent to me, I can't remember who. I get so many things sent to me in the post and that, and this one came with it as well. There's little booties on that one, and that's a little, like a little top with a hood on. It's just got a few buttons down there. And why I have the same patterns myself, because I've knit those. I knit them for all of my boys when they were babies, and I've knit them for my grandkids and my great grandkids. It was a well used pattern. I have the pattern with all of them on different colours, you know, the way, so you can see there's little booties and there's little mitts on this one as well. It's a pity they didn't do a little helmet as well as this is more meant for the little boy, the top with the 3 buttons and the hood on, but they could have done, like the coats herself, we could have done them, you know, for a boy, but had a little boy's hat on. But as you can see, the pattern's well used, where it's been folded over, and it's over 50 years old, this pattern. So I decided I was going to start on that this morning, and I share my chair with Sammy, as you can see here. This is Sammy's chair. Sammy sits on this most of the time. When my grandkids get here, he gets thrown off and thrown anywhere. Of course, they're boys, you see, they're not interested in dolls. So I've started it. I'm doing it white with the little bit pink, and it's quite an easy pattern. It's just the pattern, it's every row is knit actually. But you do the pattern on the wrong side. You knit one row and then you do the pattern on the wrong side, where you're actually knitting it on the wrong side, and then you knit the next row. So there's 4 rows to the pattern. 2 rows are just plain knitting and 2 rows are the pattern. And the pattern is just, after you start off with whatever stitches you do at the start, it's just you bring the wool forward, knit 3 stitches, and then you pass the first stitch over the last 2 stitches. And then it's your wool forward again, and that's called 3 out of 3, that's what that's called. And then the next row you just knit, and then the next row is on the wrong side again, and you do the same thing again, but you start in a different place, because you want those the little stitches that like that, like you have like 2 like that, and you want 1 to go in between. So that's 1, 2 there, 1 in between, and then 1, 2. But the pattern also goes across in a diagonal pattern like that. And this is like a picot edge on here. You have to sew that up. When I was knitting it, I thought I could have maybe picked those stitches up when I was knitting the first row, because the first row was a knit, but I wasn't sure whether it would be in the right place for to fold these, to have the picot edge in the right place. I couldn't remember, it's that long since I've done this pattern in this cardigan. And it is knitted on, well, the pattern's an old pattern, it says size 6, they are English knitting needle sizes of long ago. But the size 6 is actually 5mm. and as you're knitting such a larger needle, it doesn't take you so long to knit it. That was why I like this pattern as well. It knits up pretty quick, even though it's a continuous pattern until you get up to the yoke. As you can see, the yoke on the pattern. It is a yoke where you pick all the stitches up and do the knit 2. I think it's knit 2. Yes, it looks like knit 2, purl 2, the yoke on it. And this cardigan actually has, I don't know if you can see on there, like the ribbon on the hat, but it has ribbons slotted through here and through the neck and through the cuffs. But I never did put ribbon through because I thought when you put the ribbon through the little sleeves, it makes them tight to get the hands through. And it's the same with the neck, and sometimes you can pull this part tight. So it looks nice, just that little bit colour with the little holes in for the pattern around there. So that's all I do. I don't put any ribbon through them. So that was that. What I started then, I thought, so I'll just sit and do some knitting this morning. It's going to get, well, I've made everything wet in the garden, like with the rain, because it did come down really heavy. So I did the knitting and that until I had my lunch, and then I thought, oh, the sun was shining. I'll go out in the garden. You can't see here, but the heavens opened again. So I've give up. I am knitting all day today. But I finished the back on the cardigan I'm doing for Dagry's granddaughter. I still haven't put my tablet up to show the true colour of this. Everything else seems to look the colour it's supposed to, except red. Whenever I put red on this computer, it never looks red, it always looks orange. But everything else, what Sammy is wearing here, looks the same colour. There's no change in the colour, it looks exactly the same, the colours on his little sweater. Yeah, I don't know why it does it with red, but it does anyway. And I've just started the my bag is over the other side of the room. I've just started the one of the fronts on it, so I'm about to start this again, because I only knit until lunchtime for little things I like to do in the morning. And I have a little slideshow I'm going to show you again of all the things that people have been sending in to me, all the pictures of what they've been knitting. And not all of them are my patterns, some of them are what they've been doing themselves. So if anyone wants to send me pictures, it doesn't matter whether it's anything you've learned from me or it's your own pattern, just send them in, because everybody likes to see what everybody else is knitting. And another little tip, I have put my pattern, the little all-in-one cardigan, I've put it up a little bit earlier on Etsy, but I have added, and I charge £2.50 on eBay, but I've added 15 pence onto the Etsy. So if anybody wants to buy any patterns off Etsy, they're going to be £2.65, because I only get £1.75 pence from Etsy after they take off their selling fees and all the rest of it. But I get £1.88 pence off eBay. Normally, I'm getting a little bit more than that at the moment, because the offer's still on at 80% off the selling fees. So I've decided I'm going to have to put an extra 15 pence onto the Etsy patterns, just to give me that little bit extra, because I end up with not very much after all the selling fees has been taken off, and then all the things I have to do, the postage and packaging and the ink and the paper and all that, brings me down to about the same. Adding that 15 pence brings me to about the same as eBay. So I've uploaded that all-in-one little cardigan on there if anyone wants it from Etsy that doesn't know how to get onto eBay. And I have put a few other little patterns up on eBay. I put them in packs of 3 for £3. They are like ones who have had a little bit trouble with my printer. It's maybe one of the colours have run out. One of the patterns is where you can see on the bottom of like little cardigan, it should be brown on the bottom. That's on my table. It should be like the brown, like the teak colour, only come out in orangey colour because one of the colours had run out on the printer. So I have one or two like that, and have an odd one that's come out with maybe a little black spot. It hasn't affected the instructions on the other side. The instructions are all perfect. And one or two other ones like that. I call them imperfect patterns. So I've put 3 patterns up in one pack for £3. If anybody's interested, have a look on eBay. And I do have one or two. And as they sell, if they sell, I will put another one up straight away. And if I run out of any of those for the same pattern, the same pack, if I run out of any of the imperfect ones, I'll add a good one to it. So some of you might be lucky, a bit luckier than the rest. But I'm going to show you that little slideshow now and let you see all the little things that everybody's been sending, what they've been knitting, what the little cardigans and things like that. So that was some lovely little cardigans and things that some adult ones as well that people have been sending in to me. And I do like to see what people knit, especially from any of the things I've put on my tutorials or my patterns. But I also like to see any ideas anybody else has, because it gives me ideas for anything else I might want to knit. So doesn't matter whether it's anything you've learned from me, just send your pictures in when you've got finished. You finish anything to let everybody see what you've been knitting. So that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.